good evening, and welcome to Tea Time.
Everybody, welcome to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. It is the last Monday in 2025. It is December 29th. Crazy, right? All right, listen, I'm going to get to my weekend real quick and get to my guests. Friday, I just relaxed, stayed home, chilled, and was prepping for tonight's show. Saturday, we got a snowstorm. So Saturday, we just hibernated, basically. Stayed in, didn't go anywhere. And yesterday, Sunday's laundry day, we only clean underwear. And was prepping for my show tonight and reading another script. And let's put up pick A, because for anyone who has not seen this yet, my movie, It's Love, Bro, a romantic comedy, is on Amazon Prime. So when you get a chance, watch it. Pop a little popcorn, get a glass of wine, and enjoy the movie. It's funny. I'm funny. It's funny. What else? That's it. I think that's basically it. So I hope everyone had a great holiday. And I'm excited because my friend Mike Taverna is here. He's an actor. He's also a producer and professional wrestler. And he took the ride from Brooklyn. Hi.
Hey, this is a long time coming.
This
is a long time coming. We finally got it.
We did. We know each other a long time. And I've been wanting you on a long time. But, life's all about timing.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And
you know what? Timing is good because that means we're busy. Busy is good. Busy is good.
That's right. That's right. So I want everyone to get to know you. You're originally from Brooklyn.
Born and bred.
Never left. Bergen Beach.
Bergen Beach, Brooklyn.
Right?
South Brooklyn.
South Brooklyn. Still there.
Still there.
And never left.
No rush to leave. And I thought I was going to leave. I thought I was going to leave.
Really? You think you were going to come to...
Islanders.
Wait. You were going to go one of the islands.
The other island. That's
yeah. Well, it's usually Brooklyn, Staten Island, Jersey.
Yep.
But then sometimes you do have Brooklyn and Long Island.
You have the Eastern migration, as they call it as well now. That's for sure. Like I told you, my brother, he's in West Islip now.
Yeah.
I think for the last 4 or 5 years now.
All right.
So he's
totally... He's liking it.
He's culturally West Islip now. That's it.
There you go.
And the kids too. You can tell. They call when they say, "Oh, we're going to Brooklyn." I hear them like, "Oh my God, you're going to Brooklyn? You're not from Brooklyn." Meanwhile, the young one was born in Brooklyn.
Right. Well, you were let's put a pick B because
I was waiting for this.
You were an adorable baby.
Oh man, look at that, the Mario brother pick.
I love it. So cute with the little crib and everything. It's like yesterday, right?
Those are my angelic years.
I know.
Before the chaos.
My mother's like, that's the best years when the babies they can't speak. They can't speak yet. But you were adorable baby. You went to James Madison High School, right? And if you want to put up pick C, because you actually played ball for them.
Absolutely.
Right?
I loved it.
And you always loved baseball. You were a baseball fan.
That brings back some memories for me right there.
Yeah?
Like I told you, Tea Time, that was my nickname.
That's
Tea
crazy.
Time. Tea Time was my nickname. What time is it?
How?
It's just, whenever I got up to bat, they would just chant, "What time is it?"
That is
Tea Time.
That is so funny.
Funny enough, too. They would take, so my last name's Taverna, obviously.
Yeah.
And they used to say Verna, just to make it quick as a nickname.
Right.
So when I was trying to come up with a wrestling name, and we'll get to it,
That's how you
I
got
just
it.
said, "Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect."
I'm like, why'd you change it? I was going to wait to ask, but you beat me to it. So you go to high school. Obviously, you played ball in high school. What position did you play?
I was a catcher and first baseman.
Okay.
Catcher and first baseman. So when I was 12, I had a bone tumor. Ended up being benign, thank God. So it was hard to get behind the plate. from those high school years. So I moved to first. But when you're a right-handed 5'10" first baseman, you realize there's a limit to your possible success unless you hit the ball 500 feet.
Yeah.
So I tried going back to catching towards the later years just to try to say, okay, let's see what I want to do at college. I ended up being a pretty good first baseman, so I stood there.
Yeah.
And then when college came, I kind of went to it where it's like, all right, I know I'm not going to be a pro ball player. I love playing. I could still play without being in a organized aspect of it. And I said, you know what? Let me hang up the cleats and pursue my other childhood dream, which started the journey. Let's put it that way.
You studied communication?
Yes.
And then you studied broadcasting.
Yeah, out here in Westbury.
Oh, it was in Westbury.
So that was the campus was in this campus. So they had like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
They had like Hackensack, Westbury. They had one, I think.
Connecticut?
Connecticut for sure. That's Connecticut School of Broadcast. It started there. But the local ones at the time was just Westbury and Hackensack.
Okay.
So I ended up going out to the Westbury campus. 27.
So you figured you're going to maybe
broadcast
for
sure.
the game?
Correct. So that was always like something I always wanted to do.
Well, do you know who I'm having on my show
Who?
next month? I'm having Howard Cosell's grandson, Colin Cosell, who calls games.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
So I mean, you're big into sports too, I see.
Yeah,
so
I love sports.
There's a lot of fun with that. There's a lot of fun.
I'm not a huge hockey person.
Neither am I.
But I do like you.
I also think, not to cut you off, I think that's the hardest sport to commentate on.
It is.
Just too much happening at once, you know?
It is. But, I grew up in Queens, and my dad was a Met fan, so I grew up as a Met fan and a Jet fan.
Oh, man, you feel the same pain as me then on a
I
regular basis.
I do. So you graduate?
Yes.
And then what'd you do?
So from graduate, I went to College of Staten Island, CUNY.
Yeah.
I studied communications, and then I decided to take the break. And the break is what led me to my career. So I knew that I would never be like a typical 9-to-5 guy. It just wasn't in me.
Yeah.
Maybe I felt lazy at the time, but I also realized like I can't. This is not what I want to do. There was no satisfaction.
You have to do what you love.
Correct. Correct. So once I stopped playing baseball, like my 2 childhood dreams were to be a baseball player and to be a professional wrestler. Those are my 2 passions, everything I loved when I was a kid.
Right.
And when I said I'm going to stop playing baseball, right now I'm 19. This is the prime. I started training, so I gave it a shot. And that was actually out in Deer Park, New York Wrestling Connection.
Yeah.
That was my first training school, so I was out in here pretty often.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I had to stop with that as well. So my first real job, I actually was a GNC franchise supervisor.
Yes, you were.
So at 18, or 19 rather, when you're making good money for a 19-year-old, you buy yourself a car, you say, okay, maybe this is the way to go.
Yeah.
And then you kind of get stagnant with that. And I remember going to a show out in Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo Arena. And it was a pre-show match, which is really not on the main card, as they say. And I was just so excited watching it. It gave me that itch that I said, screw this job. And I went back. And I was able to kind of balance both until my schedule was just packed, which means success. That's a good thing. So I quit the GNC job, and I pursued wrestling full time. So I like to say, basically lived out my childhood dream.
Wow.
Living out my childhood dream. So it worked out so far.
Yeah. I mean, let's just talk about your wrestling.
Sure.
And so you started when you were 19, 20?
So I started training at 19. My debut match, I was 21, which was October of 2013. So there was that little stopgap in between from when I started to when I finished training.
Right.
So I went from NYWC out in Deer Park. When work schedule started getting too much, I had to stop for a little bit. And then
Were you commuting? Or
I
were
was
you living
and
out
that was
here?
the hard part. That was the thing. So they had a set schedule. It was Tuesdays and Sundays only. Obviously now it's a little bit different as everything kind of business is popular and whatnot. And between classes, work, and honestly on a Sunday, we're doing laundry. We're doing underwear day, like you said.
We are.
So it was the easiest day to travel, but it was also the most inconvenient. So I said I can't do both. And it was until that moment I said, watching that live show, where I said, I need to do this. It's not that I can't, I need to do this.
Wow.
So I made it work.
So it was like a calling.
It was a calling. And even lucky with that, after I finished my training at NYWC, which made it easier, was a trainer at my gym who's now a good friend of mine. His real name's Chris, but he was a wrestler by the name of Talon. He was training in Brooklyn, and I had no idea the place existed. So I was able to kind of migrate back home in the Park Slope area, and that's who Joel Maximo of the SAT, he finished my wrestling training. And then from there, I started with shows. So October 2013 is when I went pro. Wow. My training started in, I'd say, 2011. So right out of college, right, basically college, at freshman in college.
Yeah.
And I can't.
And what did
no
your
regret.
family think about this pivot?
They hated it. In the beginning, they hated it. My grandmother, may she rest in peace, who was alive,
Well,
she
I'm
said
sure they were
they were
worried
nervous
for you.
for sure. And the beauty of it is that no one really knows the business unless you're in it. And you being in showbiz, you understand it to a degree, but I don't think thank God, you don't understand the brutality of it,
No.
It's wear and tear. It hurts a lot. Like, there's no way to kind of navigate around it. The pain is real.
Yes.
I wish I could tell you, I wish I could look you guys in the camera and said, hey, it's all sunshine and rainbows. It's not.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
it takes, they say every single time you fall on the mat is supposed to mimic a light car accident. So imagine doing that 1,000 times over the year. Start waking up and you say, oh,
Your
that doesn't
body
yeah, of
is
course.
like
And
a punching bag.
for sure. And they recognized that, but they didn't understand the art aspect of it, for lack of a better word. And my grandmother said, she's like, if I find out you're doing this, just put me in the grave now. So she had died 2 years later, but she didn't know. And it's sad because I wish she could have seen it, because my parents, they had that call, that come to Jesus moment when that first show when they saw me, proud is not what I was looking for, because proud, I know they're going to be proud.
Right.
They accepted it. They understood what it was. And then as time passed.
Because they saw the fire in you.
And they saw the fun. They saw what the entertainment aspect of pro wrestling is.
Right.
And that's the number one thing,
Right.
And I never wrestled in high school or college. I was a baseball player, like you said. So,
but that's different type of wrestling.
Absolutely.
That's a totally different type of animal.
Correct. I tell these people that I meet
that's
that are
when you start
wrestlers,
out on the mat.
Oh, you're
right?
a bona fide athlete. Like, baseball is an athletic sport. Football. This is something where it's like your cardio, your body. It's
and
in
you're
a different
training
way.
6 days a week.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
you're starving yourself to make weight. It's really impressive what they do. And, not coming from that background and getting into this, it's always a weird, mix. Like, people don't really get it off the rip. But I loved it as a kid. So I knew enough about it to get involved with it.
Yeah.
But when my parents saw me work and they realized, what that was a better experience for me, because now that understanding of the career chase is not so much of, okay, yeah, go ahead, do it, and hopefully you get out of it. Now it's like, we're behind you. Do what you got to do.
Right. Well, did you watch Hulk Hogan growing up?
So,
did you watch back in my day? It was Roddy
Piper.
Yeah.
So I just missed that. I was born in 1991, so I grew up during the time.
Baby. He's a baby.
I feel like a baby still. I don't know. The clock said the age says differently, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
It was called the Attitude Era, which they say is the most profitable, most popular it's ever been. That was the Stone Cold Steve Austins, the Rocks, that type of era. So I grew up that, and it was also the turn where it went from the Hulk Hogan, say your prayers, take your vitamins, to a little bit more raunchy, a little bit more attitude, as they said. So it was tough as a kid to really watch it, but that was the fun. It was taboo to watch it. Some parents didn't allow their kids to watch it. Some got away with it, but at the end of the day, no one was proud that their kids watched it. But it was the best time. It was, looking back at it now, after everything that's happened in my careers, that was the itch that I needed in my life. That form of entertainment, because it's so unique that
there aren't too many people that can say they professionally wrestle.
Yeah.
I mean,
True.
At your level,
for sure,
your degree.
And the funny thing about it is that I used to really be happy that the acting career came while I was a wrestler, when I was still active, because a lot of people do it after the fact. When they retire, they can't take that showbiz out of them, that just that aspect of their life out of it. So they usually look to do it afterwards. Sometimes they're a little bit too old.
Look at The Rock.
Of course.
I mean, hello.
I mean, The Rock started acting. People forget, when he started, he was 22 years old.
He was young.
He stopped wrestling his first stint at 27. So he basically did what I did, just God bless The Rock, I wish.
Right. Hey, you never know, Mike. You never know.
For sure. Listen,
this
for
is
sure.
It's still a process.
And it's also still very new.
And you're still at it. And that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And everyone tells me, don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. You got to keep pushing, you got to keep pushing. And like I say, I'm not on this side of the hill anymore. I'm on this side, and I don't want to knock on doors. I want to kick them in. I want,
Absolutely.
and I know my parents too are proud of me. I took my mom to a premiere.
Well, you're Italian, come on.
But but they're civilians, and they still don't get it.
They'll never get it until they see that moment.
Right.
And that's
but
the key.
They don't like, for actors like us, we understand it because we know what it entails.
Yeah.
They have no clue.
Yeah, I laugh because there'll be times where my mail comes and my parents will see it and they'll know it's a check, and I'll be like, oh, here's a 36-cent royalty, and then they'll see, oh, where did this 3,500 royalty check come?
Right,
and they go, oh shit, you just got
Yeah.
you just got that sitting on your butt. I was like, well, that's kind of what I've been trying to explain to you, how this works.
Well, that's the whole thing.
It's part of the grind.
That's the whole thing. But you saying when you train, you were training. You saying it takes discipline, endurance, and dedication.
For sure. And you have to be willing to fail. And I'll tell you, to go back to my baseball roots, baseball, they always say, is a game of failure. If you succeed 3 times out of 10, you're considered good.
Right.
Any other world or any other industry, that's see you later.
Well, I'm glad you went back to baseball, because I also want to mention that you are a member of the IABF,
Yes.
which is the Italian American Baseball Foundation, which I didn't even know existed. Okay?
Many people didn't.
And it's very exciting to
It
me.
is.
And we have some picks, which we're going to put up. We're going to put up pick EE because this is you with Mike.
Oh yeah, that's my.
And I have to say, you guys look a little
A lot of people
alike.
used to say that. And if you ever found the Halloween pictures of me dressed up as him, you'll laugh.
Yes.
But there's two people that I think I would fanboy over. He was one of them, and I'm glad I got it out of my system. And the other would be The Rock, I will say. But yeah, it's. I mean, it's.
We could go to the next one, Bobby. We're going to go to Joe. Because it's you and Joe. I mean, these are great. These are great
Oh,
picks.
Joe Torre.
These are great.
Yeah.
These are great picks. And let's just stick to the baseball theme, shall we? Go to G. Because we got
Bobby V.
Bobby. Valentine is there. And then the next one was one of my faves,
Johnny Franco, another Brooklyn boy.
Yep. And then there's another Joe.
Joe, it got to be Joe G.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And they're all so nice and down to earth.
They are.
You know.
And you know what I really love about it? It's our culture as well.
Yes.
You know, so the IABF, their biggest, like when they started, you ever go to Carmine's Pizza in Williamsburg?
Yes.
So he's the vice president, Carmine Gangone.
Okay.
And then Joe Quagliarella, he's the president. He does a lot of sports things. You probably ran into him in events you didn't realize.
Yeah.
And they started this foundation, and they did it in the back of the pizzeria year one. We're at year 8 or 9 now, and we're filling out the Marina Del Rey in the Bronx with 500 people.
Nice.
So it's really grown from the ground up. And the main goal that I do with the foundation, all my years of coaching college baseball, which I had to step away for now because you only can wear so many hats. You have to kind of focus on one thing at a time. But I love it. I will look forward to get back on the field. I was the collegiate ambassador. So what I would do is I would help place Italian-born players that don't really get the eyes on them in Italy and try to get them into colleges here.
Wow.
And when I was coaching, I was lucky enough to have several Italian-born players on my team, which was great, for them to kind of be comfortable, assimilating into America. And obviously, it's just great in general for the game.
Wow.
So I'm really proud of where the foundation's gone, how the whole organization.
Yeah, you mentioned you coached.
Yeah.
You coached at Kingsborough?
Yes, I coached at Kingsborough, and I started my coaching career at Madison. So when I stopped playing baseball,
went back to
yes, because my
school.
coach said to me, he goes, "You're an idiot for not playing baseball, but I respect it because you're pursuing your dream.
else, yeah.
But you have to coach with me." And I said, "Deal." Deal, because he
Right.
said, "I'll be a pain in the butt. I'll continue to make you play, push you to play college." And I said, "I don't have it in me anymore. I really don't want to." But I still love the game.
Yeah.
But I didn't love
and
what
it's
came
nice
with
to
it.
coach.
Of course. And imagine this. I mean, my first year of coaching, I was coaching kids that I played with the year prior. So it was
That's
it was
crazy.
great, and it was great learning experience because the big brother mentality and the friend mentality now comes from being like a mentor. And that carried over to why I loved coaching so much, because when you could do that with your friends, who the respect level is different, your friends.
Right.
When you could do that with them, now you can really say, okay, this 16-year-old kid could really use some help. This freshman in college, they can use that. And as I got older, the kids got younger. So it was good. It was good.
Oh my God, that's great. Listen, we're going to take my first break, but don't go away. More with Mike after this. We'll be right back.
Well, hi there, Theresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Theresa. Bye.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm with Mike Taverna. I'm so glad you're tuning in. It is Monday, the last Monday in 2025. I hope everyone has a great New Year's Eve. I'm going to be with my parents in Queens.
Nice. That's beautiful.
'cause
That's beautiful. That's what you should be doing.
You know what? My dad's going to be 91.
Oh, God
my
bless.
mom's going to be 88.
Oh.
And I wouldn't rather be anywhere else
That
but with my
means
parents.
you ain't going anywhere for a while.
You know what I mean?
That means you ain't going anywhere for a while.
Hey, you know
so
what?
there you go.
Hey, I hope you're right.
See, who cares about it? What age you are when you kick that door in? You'll be around for a while.
That's it. I said, I don't care if I say I've fallen and I can't get up, or where's the beef?
Press the button at that
Something
point.
eventually has to
Press the
happen.
button.
Mike is an actor. He's also a producer, and he was a professional wrestler. And, you know, he's a man who puts his mind to something and you get it done.
Yeah.
And that's so commendable.
I appreciate that, because that really, I think, is something that I really hold true to myself with, because who wants to do something they don't want to do?
Well, that's the whole thing. There aren't too many people that wake up and say, "I can't wait to get to work today."
Of course, and the clock
and life
ticks.
is short.
Yeah, you got
have
to try it.
Love what you do.
People don't realize that even if the stage is small, if you want to do something, don't look at the dollars and cents, which eventually you're going to need to.
Yeah.
Eventually you need to, but
Yes.
you need to start.
Correct.
And your interview with John, he had mentioned, you guys both mentioned actually doing student films.
Yes.
Like that scratches a lot of people's itch early on because that feeling, you don't know what it's like until you get on set.
Right.
And then when you
Right.
do a big something big, now
Yeah.
you're like, oh
Yeah.
my God, this is really awesome. You
Right,
know?
right, yeah. So let's talk about you doing some big stuff.
All right.
Because I want to talk about you wrestling again, only because I have a couple of picks, and you traveled. You traveled with it. You were in
Yes.
Delaware. You were in New England.
I went to Italy several times for it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's the travel part is exactly what the main
That's like
thing.
the icing on the cake.
It's yes, until it becomes very difficult because you talk about how your body feels. If you got to, I used to do drives that were Jersey on a Thursday, Philly on a Friday, Boston on Saturday, back to New York on Sunday, and I'd have Monday off, Tuesday off, and then all at it again on Wednesday. And then sometimes you got to hop on a plane. And then sometimes you got to do these drives by yourself.
Right.
It's grueling, but it is
Yeah.
part of the journey, and it is a lot of fun, especially the road trips you have with your friends and whatnot.
And you have, I got to put up a pic of, let's see, where is it? Pick L, please.
Oh, yeah.
Because we got to show you.
Oh, yeah.
We got to show you with your belts
Oh,
there,
yeah.
which is very exciting. And pick M, you did what's called, it's called a vertical
Suplex.
suplex.
Ooh, you did your research there.
Oh yeah, a vertical suplex. Look at that. That, not for nothing, that takes a lot of
Oh
strength.
my God! Well, it's like we were saying. It's a grueling business. It really is. And
Yeah.
the strength part of it is a benefit.
It's wild.
But no matter how strong you are, it doesn't really help anything that comes with it.
It's wild. But you were also known for Sky High.
So that was my old finisher. And then as the Man of Steel moniker grew,
Yeah.
it changed. I'm not going to demonstrate it on you with your broken foot.
No. Yes.
But it changed to somewhere I had a guy on my shoulder, and we ended up calling it Doomsday, just to kind of stay in that Superman
and then
lore.
what was the Krypton Bomb?
Krypton
What's
Bomb, that was something they tried running with, and I'm glad that the website, I know the website you got it from, Cage Match. I'm glad they still have it there because it makes
Yeah.
me laugh, like, oh yeah, I remember that, but it never really kind of continued.
Okay.
But yeah,
Because everyone has like a signature move.
Exactly. So that's what it was. It was a signature move that I kind of said, all right, this hurts me a little more than them, so I'm going to stop doing it. I'm going to stop doing
Well,
it.
he mentioned Man of Steel, so I want everyone to know that Mike is on Facebook as Mike Taverna.
Yes.
And on Instagram, it's Man of Steel MV. Now, when you wrestled, you went by Verna.
Yes.
You cut out the
TA.
Yeah.
So in wrestling, first of all, Taverna, it means a bar in Greek and Italian, but
Right.
it's also not as marketable. So it's not like my parents, my family, they used to own a store in Avenue called Taverna's, and it's famous in Gravesend, and it's retired since. But that works for that. Come
Right,
to the
right,
family
right,
store.
right.
In the wrestling world,
Not
it's
so
got to
much.
click. It's got to be something.
Okay.
Like you look at John Cena, who just retired, a major superstar in the world.
Yes.
Cena.
Another one acting.
Cena. Simple.
Cena.
Simple.
That's
Exactly.
it.
So
Verna.
I looked at it. Yep. And like
That's
I told
it.
you, baseball, that was a nickname of mine, Verna. So it was easy. When I
Yeah.
started, I told my trainer, I said, the one thing I don't want is I don't want to be called by a name that's not me. I don't care about the last name, but I want to feel like I'm this character because being a
Right.
wrestler, half of it
Yeah.
is being a character.
Yes.
You're a brand, you're
Right,
a character, you're an
right.
athlete.
Yes.
The success only goes with the brand and the character. The in-ring stuff has to be impressive, has to be crisp, has to be good, but it's about the character.
Right. And you also represented that you are Italian.
Yeah.
That's big for you.
It's big for me both culturally because how we grew up is we could talk about it and understand it without
Yes,
speaking.
yes.
But people that don't have that upbringing,
It's true.
It's a stereotype in a good way. I don't say it in a bad way, but they don't get what it is. Italians are filled with love. They're filled with tradition. It's something that is rare in this world now.
it's
Values,
true.
morale,
It's true.
and I'm not saying
It's
we're the
true.
only culture, but
No. Old school.
we hold it.
We grew up
Yeah.
old school because our parents were old school. So
Yeah.
that's how, respect and, and kindness.
Also,
and,
loyalty, respect, as John Cena would say.
Yeah,
so
that's
even that,
it. Absolutely. I agree 100%. But over the years, you got to meet some
Yeah,
people,
for sure.
which we could put up pick J, and then you could tell me about Magic because I was like, hello.
So this was recent. This was actually in May.
Look at that.
Yeah, so we were in Baja Mar for my dad's birthday. And
Nice.
yeah, it was a really good time. And let's just say I was successful on roulette a couple of nights. And they tried putting me into this high roller table, which I was like, yeah, sure, I'm on vacation. Until I realized it's $250 a spin. I'm like, all right, this will last me like 3 rounds unless I win.
Right.
So he happened to be in that room at the time. And when I saw him the next day, I was like, hey, Magic, cool playing with you yesterday. He goes, oh, that was you. You were out there pretty quick. I was like, yeah, I understand why you were there, not so much me. So I was able to get a picture with my experience at least. He wasn't too happy I was a Met fan, though.
Tell me about the one with Mark.
Oh, this is great. This is a great story. So
go ahead, tell me, and then I'll tell you my Jet story.
I could imagine. Well, we probably got a lot of stories about the Jets because it's a lot of misery.
It's only one. It's
pain,
only one.
But the scars are forever.
I know.
So I was at a game. This was maybe like 10 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And I was wearing the Gastineau jersey, and he was kind of wandering around the stadium. And I had saw him far. So my friend said, we got to go get him. And I'm like, all right, I'm a couple beers in at this point. The Jets are still losing, so why not?
Yeah.
And he's on his way up. Security cuts everyone off. And then he points. He goes, come here.
Because he saw the
99.
Yeah.
And I walked up to him to take a picture. All of a sudden, he takes a Sharpie, signs the jersey. Didn't even ask him, did it all. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is awesome. I don't even realize what's happening right now. I get the picture, I get the signed jersey.
Wow, that is so cool. All right, so my Jet story, thank you. My Jet story is really, really quick. So the one and only, because I'm much older than you.
Please.
The one and only time I went to a Jet game, my dad took me to Shea Stadium.
Boy. Okay.
You ready? And Joe Namath was the quarterback.
Well, did you see them win the Super Bowl? Did you get not in person, but were you alive when they won the Super Bowl?
I don't.
We don't have to disclose it.
I'll be honest with you.
69 when they won it.
I was.
Okay, good for you. I'll never see
but
that.
I don't remember it.
Yeah, but at least you can say I lived. Me, I'm sitting there saying, I don't even know if I'm going to see this before I die.
But I don't. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't. The real New York team is Buffalo right now. I mean, it's New Jersey Jets, New Jersey Giants. I'm not happy.
I bleed green and white and all the pain.
That's
However,
how I feel.
To me, the Yankees are very hard to root for.
Not that I root against them. I
don't root against them, and that's the thing. I don't root against the Giants either. But the Bills, I enjoy when they're good. I enjoy watching them.
I love the Bills.
And part of me says, I wish. Yeah, they're the only New York team. What am I doing myself?
I know. That's how I feel. I'm glad we agree on that.
Well, good luck, Buffalo, in the playoffs.
Yeah, good luck. Let's talk about injuries.
Oh, yeah.
You've had many.
Yeah.
Inside the ring.
And out.
And outside the ring. As far as inside the ring, because I did see a couple of pictures of you, like, a little bloody
banged
there.
up. Oh, yeah.
Banged up. I mean, have you had any serious injuries inside the ring?
So I've been pretty lucky in regards to serious. So there's a term called work smart, not work hard, but work smart.
Right.
Working hard, you could do. I mean, Ric Flair made chops famous. He didn't really have a moveset, but he understood the business, the industry. He was a character. He worked smart.
Yeah.
He knew what worked to his ability.
Yeah.
I knew how to do that. There was a time in my career when you reach a point where your success is there and you need to get to the next level. I started doing things that are outside of my physical limitations to, get the people impressed a little bit more, which is essential, but it was dumb at the time.
Yeah.
So I had some of those where I had some things that, set me back a little bit. I sprained my ACL, thankfully didn't tear it. Had a couple of concussions. I was knocked out in the ring, and there's a scary video on YouTube that I'll show you off the air.
Yeah.
You just really knocked out.
I mean, because you're flying through the air.
And the sick thing about it is that ring is made up of basically an inch of foam.
That's it.
Wood planks and metal beams.
Wow.
There is no support. The only thing that gives us support is that it's hollow. You could give a little bit of a bounce, but I'm telling you right now, I don't care if it's a 20-year-old with the perfect body in the world. If they take a bump, they're gonna get up and they're gonna say, "What the hell just hit me?"
Yeah.
So all that, it's just wear and tear over the years. But I've been very lucky in the ring not to really sustain anything, super life-changing or super setback.
Well, super life-changing. You had a horrific.
And that's the irony. That's the irony.
You had a horrific car accident.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of years ago.
Yes.
And actually, I had reached out to you.
Yeah.
And you had told me, you said, I was in a really bad accident.
I was banged up, yeah.
And this was a guy going the wrong way on the Triborough. What the hell?
It's very hard to fathom. And the story gets a little bit more interesting. So speaking of student films, I worked a student film that night in Manhattan. It was a Batman student film. Who the hell is going to turn down the opportunity to play Batman?
Absolutely.
I didn't care if it was a student film. I didn't care if it was a commercial. I didn't care if it was just a random guy who wanted to see me in a Batman costume.
Right.
Film it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And I did it. And after I was done, I still had the eye black from the cowl. And I'm driving. And last thing I remember about the accident was just the headlights. And then I was knocked out. When the cop woke me up, he's like, are you okay? And I said, I don't know where I am. I don't know what happened. My foot's really banged up. My back's killing me. And he goes, no, what about your face? Did you get any fire? And I was like, what are you talking about? He goes,
Oh, the makeup.
And I go, no, I'm Batman. He goes, sir, are you okay? And when we came to life, I told him, I was like, this is what I was doing. We were laughing about it. But I said to myself, I was like, what happened? Like, what happened? And he told me, and I couldn't fathom it. But, when everything was said and done, I looked at the car, I looked at what I went through.
And you were happy you were alive.
I shouldn't have been. That, in reality, that car hit me on my side. If it hit me dead on, the whole car would have crushed and not just my side.
Right.
So instead of my whole lower half being crushed by the car, it would have been, who knows.
Right.
So at the end of the day, Batman helped me. Let's put it that way. I was the Batman.
You were hospitalized.
Yes.
You had to have surgery.
I had 4 surgeries total for it. So
Yeah.
I had my ACL repaired because, like I said, the car crushed me from this side down. Every ligament and tendon in my foot was crushed except for the Achilles. Silver lining. That was a pain in the butt surgery. So I hope, do what you said, get your second opinions, don't even go that way. And I had my rotator cuff. Don't know how this happened, but he said basically I flared and I just tore my rotator cuff.
Okay.
And the biggest one was I had fusion in my back. So obviously with the years of wrestling,
didn't they tell you because you were in such excellent shape, it could have been a lot worse?
I could have broke my neck because the concussions that I had was one off the window and one from whiplash. So he said the whiplash concussion, we don't know how severe it could have been. He said, but at the worst, he said your neck could have broke. He said because for you to go like this and then whip this way and get knocked out twice, that means it was enough force. So yes, that's for sure. But it was something. But the back fusion, with the wrestling, I thought that maybe my back would be already messed up. And he said in reality, the only thing that you had prior to this was stenosis. Scoliosis, a little bit of the curving, I guess falling curve. He said, but what this accident did, it opened up a Pandora's box of just herniations, bulging discs. They explained that my vertebrae was basically so far out and no cartilage in between. They said, we could give you every, what the hell, the epidurals as we can, the nerve blocks, but this won't change unless
those are just Band-Aids.
They're Band-Aids. The first 2 I took, I said, this is great. They desensitize over the amount of times you take it. Next thing you know, I can't tie my shoes. I can't get on the toilet to do that. I'm like, this is not good.
No.
Couldn't sleep in a bed. It was just, I had to do something. So thankfully that changed my life for the better. But obviously because of all those injuries, wrestling is harder to get into. And being that this is probably my first public appearance on about it, I have not retired yet, so don't worry, fans.
No,
never say never.
He hasn't.
I gotta get right.
He hasn't returned to the ring
I gotta get right.
yet.
I gotta get right.
Quite honestly, you are very, very busy with the acting right now, which it was just a blessing in disguise.
It was. It really was. And it's a great segue into the acting aspect of it because wrestling is the reason why I got into acting. My agent found me at a wrestling show in New York. They went to scout models and commercial talent, and I got a message, and he said, hey, have you ever thought about getting in the film and TV industry? And I laughed. I said, no. And then I looked into it, and I realized he represented a couple of other wrestlers.
Right.
So I reached out to them, and they said, oh, no, this is a legit agency, and it's BMG Talent, based out of New York. They're all over the country.
Okay.
And he's been my commercial agent ever since. So it actually worked out.
You talked about modeling,
yes.
Right? There's only one. Listen, ladies, there are a ton of picks I got to pick, but I only picked one.
I already know which one it is.
Because it's kind of iconic.
Is it the Calvins?
Yeah, Z. Z, please,
I'm glad it's Z.
We got to see you and your Calvin. Z.
Oh, it's Chaz.
It's Chaz. The last one, Z.
There he
you
goes.
Go.
Oh, boy.
The Calvin.
That was the prime right there.
You're welcome, ladies. I mean,
that's the motivation I needed right there.
I can see that on the big screen on Times Square.
Funny enough, that was when I was kind of going. It was like my WWE run. That's when they were really close to maybe signing me or maybe me going there full time.
Right.
So my trainer at the time was like, "Look, you're 5'10", your boots make you 6 foot. Whoop-de-doo. You're 235 pounds.
Thank you.
You gotta lean out." So I went on a crazy diet. I got shredded, and at that time too, my agent said, he's like, "All right, now's the time to take pictures like this, because if there is modeling gigs, here it is."
Yeah, you can book them.
So listen, by all means, I would love to do that just cause.
The modeling. I love it. Oh my God. Okay. Hey, let's take another quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk movies.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so don't go away. We'll be back after this.
How you doing? It's Sal the Voice Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Theresa Farrell, Tea Time with Theresa Farrell. And make sure you follow Theresa on Facebook, Tea Time with Theresa Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm with Mike Taverna. He's an actor, he's a producer, he's also a professional wrestler. Has not hung that up yet officially, but he's been doing a lot more acting lately, which is a good thing. We actually met on set pre-COVID. It was a show called Mob Mentality, which you said it's going to start up again.
Yes.
And the pick, let's put up, let's see, where are we?
At Astoria Bar, if I'm not mistaken, right?
That's pick Q, please, because that's us on set. We were on set in Bayside.
Yep.
That was in Bayside.
Yeah, no, that was 2018, right? Summer of 2018.
Yeah.
So that's when we started this. Funny enough about it, I was talking to the writer and the creator,
Thank you.
The other day, and there was a Facebook memory that came up, which from this maybe the beginning of 2017 or the end of 2017, and it was the first time we ever shot. So we call that the lock and key sizzle reel because it was the worst thing that ever existed. So this project's been in existence since 2017.
Well, we could put a P because I think P was the original.
Yes.
I went for the original poster.
See, that is, yes. That's
so
the one
the
before.
Original poster.
So that was the one that you were part of. That was the original thing.
Yeah.
And that kind of got some steam. It had an offer or two on the table pre-COVID.
It did.
But everything happens for a reason because the way I like to look at it now is the way the industry has kind of transformed.
Yeah.
Tubi, YouTube, Amazon Prime, Peacock even. I mean, you name it. Every Roku. There's a million platforms where independent film can succeed. It can succeed.
Yeah.
The key behind it, though, is it has to be good because in order to get on that platform, you need to have the quality and the criteria.
Yeah.
But if it's nothing, if it's crap, then that's it.
And that was a fun day.
Oh,
on
it was
set.
great.
That was on Bell Boulevard.
There was a funny story about that day that you didn't realize. So I ended up having this condition. It's called EOE. It basically your esophagus gets some kind of an allergic reaction and it gets closed.
Okay.
So I ate something that day that closed my esophagus up.
Really?
I worked that entire day with a piece of pita bread lodged in my.
That's when you had to have surgery?
Yeah. So
you had to have surgery.
That's what made me figure it out. Yeah. Several years later.
Wow.
It was crazy. Thank God for that because now there's a pill to fix it. But I was there on set just so uncomfortable all day. I tried just getting it out. Eventually they gave me a milkshake and that's all it was. That was it. But that day I was dying, let me tell you.
Yeah, no, you had this thing. You had it repaired.
So what happened there is I actually wrestled for AEW at the Prudential Center 2 days later. I was at the Subway Series game in 2021 when they did the 9/11 tribute.
Yeah.
And
I was there.
Great game. Got home,
there.
had a piece of sushi. Ate the sushi and I felt it get stuck. So my routine, not to get TMI on you guys, it's either it's got to come out or it's got to get forced down.
Yes.
So I grabbed the water bottle and I started chugging. This time I felt it go down and I said, oh, that hurt. Went to the bathroom, spit up a little bit, and I saw blood. So now I'm like, all right, anytime you see blood, when you see blood coming out of your mouth, it's time to go. So I went to the hospital.
They did an endoscopy?
Yeah, so my fiance works at Maimonides, so I was able to go right to the ER, and the doctor, she was basically saying, I think it's indigestion, don't worry, and I'm saying, like,
no.
I've never had this before.
You know your body.
So they gave me a pill which induces vomiting. So they said, all right, let's try to throw it up. So they gave me a bag, they gave me the pill, next thing you know, I threw up. I filled the bag up with blood. The bag was filled with blood. So at that point, I'm you know what bricks.
Freaking out.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So they bring me into the ICU now because they don't know, who, God forbid. Give me every test in the book. They still really couldn't figure it out until they did the endoscopy. And they basically said, you got something called EOE. Your esophagus, it gets triggered, it gets stuck, and then food just doesn't go down. So it's never choking because when it happens in public sometimes, if I miss the pill, people think I'm choking. I said, I'm not choking, I can breathe. It's just got to get out.
Yeah.
So at that particular time, it ruptured the whole esophagus.
Wow.
And I don't want to make it like I was going to die, but they basically said the internal bleeding, if I threw up that much,
No. It's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
No,
it's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
And I was lucky. Yeah, 2 days later, I got the call from AEW, like, yeah, can you come in? We want to book you. I said, oh, God, I can't not do it, So I went in there, Prudential Center, half esophagus all cut up, worked the match, went home.
Oh, my God.
Went home. The best thing about it was I couldn't eat for 3 days, so I was shredded. I was shredded, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, wow. All right, so let's talk about 2018.
Yes.
2018, you did a short.
Yes.
Called 5 Minutes Alone. That was a short. Then you did something for WWE, which was NXT. It was a series.
So NXT is they used to be their farm system, the developmental. Now it's an actual brand. So what they did with that was anyone that they were looking to sign. So I was in their radar, for lack of a better word, at that particular time.
Yeah.
That's when I was really basically either going there or going to the rival company.
Right.
So they brought me in to do an episode. So I wrestled a match with one of their main talent. They can't use my name. I'm Mike Verna because of the likeness.
Yeah.
So they use my real name, Taverna, and they name me Mitch. Because what happens is if I own the name, they can't use it if I'm not signed by them.
Got it.
We used to laugh.
I wasn't sure why I saw Mitch. I'm like,
trust me.
I don't know.
That's still a joke to this day, Mitch Taverna. I was like, that's my alter ego. Don't worry about him.
And then same year you did The Neighborhood, which was also a TV series, 1 episode.
That was Gravesend before Gravesend was a thing.
Yes, it was,
Yeah.
which we're going to talk about again because then you returned.
Yes.
Well, we're going to talk about that. 2019, if we could put up pick N as in Nancy, you did The Right Path, which was a short.
Yes.
And you played Joey Manzello.
Oh, yeah. I was the antagonist for sure.
There you are, yeah.
So that was the funny thing about that is that was my first, it was an independent project, very
Yeah.
low budget,
Yeah.
great team. But it was my first project I was booked for that wasn't, hey, we need you because you're a wrestler, or hey, we need you because you look like a wise guy. It was my first thing. So I was like, awesome. This is
Right.
really cool. And it really gave me the experience to say, now I love this.
Yeah.
Now I love this. Because
Yeah.
in the beginning, it was more of like, all right, we want you to try this because you're marketable. You have something, you have a niche.
Yeah.
And then, you start getting auditions for things like commercials, which that's kind of my first big break. And
Well,
we'll get to that.
commercial, you were in Philadelphia.
That was my first big break. So I have no hate towards commercials. In fact, like I told you, I got a royalty check today from a commercial I did last year with Cindy Lauper that I was like, oh, Merry Christmas. Where did this come from? Where did this come from?
You did a Philadelphia. It was a Philadelphia cream cheese commercial,
and I
like
was in the
7,
middle
8
of
years
COVID,
ago.
Middle of COVID. In
Yeah.
fact, everyone in that commercial, that is my parents' house. That is my real life dad in that commercial.
That is
That is my
crazy.
nephew who's 6 now. He was 1 at the time because it was COVID. So they sent the camera to the house. The director was on
Wow.
Zoom. It was the most surreal experience I've ever had,
Yeah,
especially for
yeah.
your first big break. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like not being on set, having people talk to you through Zoom.
Yeah.
Having your family members press record.
It's so crazy, right?
It was insane.
It was insane.
It was insane.
The next pick, you got to work with Danny
Terrell, yeah.
on Bare Knuckle Brawler.
That's where I met John too. John Bianco.
And Willie DeMeo was in that, and Martin Cove. Yeah, that was great.
This is actually how I got my SAG card, or at least my eligibility.
There it is.
So I was cast. I think Chris Victor. If you know Chris Victor,
Yeah.
he was on the project either as a producer or the casting, but he wore a couple of hats in
Right,
that. And
right.
I worked with him on Gravesend, The Neighborhood.
Yeah.
And he had called me, a couple months later. He said, "Hey, I'm working on a project, and we need MMA fighters and wrestlers because it's a
Nice.
fight movie."
Yeah.
So I said, "Oh, sure, why not?" I didn't have enough experience in the business yet to really know what is what. So we went to a dojo in the city for like 2 weeks. We trained. We learned how to do the stunt falls. Great opportunity, by the way, because now
yeah.
when you get trained there, you're trained for life. So that's a good thing.
Yep.
And
stunt is a bump up.
It's a bump up for sure, absolutely. And the best thing about it is because it's special ability, you automatically get your card. So it was really my second project I was booked on where I was given the opportunity to be SAG.
Wow. And then you did Beyond Wrestling, Beyond Unenchanted Territory, which was a series, and you did 2 episodes. And then again, Mob Mentality, I have it down as 2019, you play Anthony.
Yes.
And you produced it. You produced
Yeah,
it.
it's
You're
honestly,
producing
so
it.
it's funny because when people say producer, I laugh because the only thing I produce is just locations. I said film in my house, film in my friend's store,
Right.
but that's part
Right.
of the job.
It
It
is.
is, and I'm actually glad that they credited me with it because
It helps.
you save the production money.
Yeah.
You help out.
Yes.
You give them a quality place.
Yes.
Listen, if that's producing, I'll do that all day.
2020, you did Ghost Guidos,
Oh yeah.
which is a TV
That is Steve
series.
and John's baby right there.
Yeah.
Steve and John's baby.
And then again, Gravesend in 2020, you did 2 episodes. You played a gangster. You also did AEW Dark.
So AEW is
Which-
WWE's rival company.
Yeah, and that was again as Man of Steel.
Yes.
You did seven episodes.
Yeah, that I was able to use my own name, thank God.
which is good.
Thank you, Tony
That
Khan.
helps. And then 2021, you did Elevation, which was 2 episodes of that. And then you did Indigo, which was a short. You played Diego.
Oh, I loved doing Indigo. Indigo was another thing. It was summer 21, you said, or 22?
21.
21. So right after COVID, but COVID rules still applied.
Yes.
So it was no one was doing anything. There was no projects at all. So I got this random audition on Backstage. And no disrespect to Backstage, but it's kind of like the entry level app, for lack of a better word. Actors Access, they say, is the industry one.
Yeah.
Backstage is really good
Backstage,
for getting your foot
I
in the
got
door.
one commercial on Backstage, and then I was done with it. Now I'm only on Actors Access.
Keep it because it's getting better.
Is it?
It's getting better. They're allowing more. I don't know if the agents work with it yet, but they're allowing more.
Okay.
But so I get this random one, and again, sometimes with Backstage, they're not really vetted, and you just don't know what you're getting. But They hooked up a Zoom immediately, so I said, I'm not going to not go to the audition. 2 young kids, Chris and Matt Henny and Chris DeAngelis, they're both pursuing this right now great.
Okay.
Chris moved to LA, and Matt's he's making movies out of his butt right now, so they're doing great. And I got to know them, and I said, oh, I'm doing this. This is great. So once I knew I got the role, I got on set. I was there for about 4 days, and I said, this is awesome. I basically play a Cuban Colombian drug lord who kills his brother and goes after it's a really good Reservoir Dogs Tarantino style movie. And it was a lot of fun. It really was.
That's good. That's great. 2022, you did The Equalizer.
Oh yeah, that was my first network thing right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for.
And working directly with Queen Latifah, which was awesome.
Not a bad gig.
Not a bad gig.
You also did The Candy Store, which was also a TV series. 1 episode, you played Hunter.
Yes, that's a little funny thing about that. Last I heard, they got picked up. I have no details about it.
Okay.
So obviously,
that's a good thing.
It's a good thing because I helped them get picked up. And obviously, when things get picked up by certain networks, they say, "See you later." But when I hear it breaks, hopefully they call me back for it. I'll even take a smaller role. I'll take it.
Just to be part of it.
Of course, but you know what's great about that? It's good to be part of something like that from the ground up. So when it does get picked up, you say, we helped with this.
Right.
It's not so much about that immediate gig. It's like, this could lead to more.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Pick S as in Sam, please, because you did Love and Love Not.
Yes.
And you played Zach.
This is a nice Amazon Prime film as well. This is really, it's like a rom-com. It's a nice, it's a little bit more serious than a rom-com, but it's really cool. And the experience I had with this I liked is this is another COVID project.
And then you did, which I watched last year. Forget about it.
Forget about Christmas.
Yeah, I don't have a pick of it, unfortunately.
That's where
I have other
Justina.
picks, but forget it. Yeah, Justina Valentine.
She's the best.
I worked with her on Gravesend.
Oh, okay. So I hope you weren't one of the strippers.
No. But she's great. She's great.
The most humble, down-to-earth person I've ever met in the industry.
I'm trying to get her on the show.
Believe it or not, if her schedule fits, she's the type of person that will 100%
She told me she would do it, but
she's
we're trying to. She's so busy.
So busy.
She's just so busy. God bless.
And she's now getting involved in producing her own film. So Forget About Christmas was the first. I just worked with her on a project this summer.
Oh, you did?
Her second movie.
Okay.
So I don't have the name for it yet.
Okay.
Because obviously the legals and all that.
Yeah, that was on VH1.
That was a VH1.
VH1.
And it's on Amazon now, but obviously
You
Christmas
can still watch it. And it's funny.
It's funny.
It is funny.
It's really it's an interesting take on a Christmas movie.
It's funny. 2023, you did a far few years from now, which was a short. You played
That was a
Doug.
short. That was another project by the guys who did Indigo. So again, you talk about working a project with somebody and they call you back.
I love that.
You skip the audition process.
I love
Nothing's
that.
better than that.
When someone works with you and they say, "I wrote something for you," and you're like, "Thank you."
That was the role. They literally said, like, we knew we needed a character for this short because it was made to be kind of like, I don't want to say a sizzle, but it was a concept short. So it doesn't have a beginning and end, but it has that concept aspect to it. And they said this character exists, but we had to write it for you. So they changed it to like, all right, I said, so why is his name Doug? Because the character is a stereotypical, I look like a gangster. I'm smoking a cigar, I'm playing cards, and I'm talking to this
Doug,
guy. Yeah, listen, unless it's his witness protection name, fair enough.
That'll
but
work.
I laughed, and I was like, this was written for me. He goes, exactly. So those are the parts of the business that I think are very, you get that satisfaction that you don't really realize sometimes. Because everyone's looking for that quick check, all that royalties.
It's true.
When someone's writing something for you, that means you did a good job.
I know.
And you don't get that feeling often in this business.
You don't. 2025, you did My Kind of People, which was a short. You played Pete. And then going back, we could go back to pick R, because you and I did something, that's where we bumped into each other the second time, which was Good Friday. Yep. And I played Pat Marone's wife, 70s mob boss wife. And Pat Marone was my husband, so shout out to Pat. And that was another surprise seeing you there.
Yeah, so that was a wrestler.
They set up a wrestling ring.
Basically, so what they did afterwards, the guy Sally said, he's like, we don't want you to play a wrestler. We want you to play a mobster. So I said, Sal, great.
Yeah.
And Jimmy, we call him Malta the Damager. His real name is James.
Yeah, I've had him on the show.
He helped cast all the wrestlers.
Yes,
so
he did.
I said to him, I was like, what's the role? And you saw it. We're throwing people through tables. We're fighting people.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I hope it comes out soon. I would love to see what it is.
It would be lovely, Sal. Please.
We have faith in you, Sal. The project looks good. I can't wait to see it.
Editing can't take that long, seriously. So let's take my last quick break with Doc Gooden, and we'll be back
Dr.
after
K.
this.
Doc, Who's the best comedian you know?
Theresa Farrell.
And who's the best actress you know?
Theresa Farrell.
And who's the best cast member in Bat Boys?
Teresa Farrell.
Who's got the best radio?
Teresa Farrell.
Stop it. Who's your favorite Jimmy?
Teresa Farrell.
Who are you loving right now?
Teresa Farrell.
All right, Duck. I love you too, baby.
Love you as always.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time, the last Monday in 2025, people.
Oh, God.
I'm with Mike Taverna. He's been a friend of mine for a while. I'm so happy that he's finally on Tea Time.
I'd love to come back, by the way. This is great.
Listen to me.
This is
My
great.
door's always open.
Anytime you
know
need,
that.
you
And
need
I
a
hope
refresh.
we get to work together
Please,
again.
of course. Listen, we start shooting again in April, so
I'm available.
Shoot me a text. Shoot me a text.
I'm available. Upcoming. I have a couple of things here that you have upcoming.
Okay.
You've
That's
got
the fun stuff. That means we're working.
American Glitch.
American Glitch.
Which was written by Danny.
Dave Swoza and
Dan
Vin was the
Swoza.
director.
And Vincent Torturo.
Yes, he was the director.
Torturo
Yeah.
directed. And then the other one, you played Tony in, say it?
Apophenia. It's hard to say. It's hard to
Apophenia.
say. That's so apophenia.
It's very Greek.
It's very. I didn't even know the definition to this day. So apophenia was created by one of my childhood best friends, and
Yeah.
he's a tremendous painter, but he's a film buff.
Right.
So he filmed a short. He got it. Got a lot of people impressed with him. He won a couple of awards, and they said, "All right, it's time to make a feature."
Okay.
He did it in the middle of COVID, where you had to pay basically $100,000 just to make people come there to do the COVID test. Him and Tyler, who's the guy that does the Medea?
Oh, that's Tyler.
Tyler
Perry.
Him, his movie, and
Yeah.
Tyler Perry were the only two filming when he was filming this, and it was SAG.
What?
Think about that. At that particular gap, those are the only two people making movies. So Michael D'Angelo, who's a name you'll know, and
Wow.
Tyler Perry. So
Wow.
he went for it, and this is
Good
a kid,
for him.
Yeah, I agree. This is a kid who he didn't have the money to do it. He raised the money. He got
God
investors.
bless.
Yeah, it's not easy. But
No,
he's
it's
doing
not.
It.
You know
Yeah,
that.
and-
That's the hard part is getting the fuzzles.
Oh my! That's it. That's what I say to everybody. I say, you got money, you can make a movie.
Well,
you can make a movie.
Let's see more pics with you with some famous people.
Let's see it.
T, letter T, please. Let's put up T with you and Jimmy Gandolfini.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah. You got it? You? I'm sorry. T.
That's Uncle
S-T.
Van.
T. There
There
he
we
is.
go.
There he is. Tell me about that real quick.
So this was awesome. I was at the gym. I just walked in. My friend in the picture, he used to work at a restaurant in Brooklyn called Brennan and Carr, which is
Okay.
a iconic landmark place. If you haven't
Okay.
gone to Brennan and Carr, go to Brennan and Carr.
Yeah.
Best roast beef in the world. And they were filming, I think the movie was The Drop with Tom Hardy.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
filming it in our neighborhood. So he calls me, he goes, I don't know what you're doing,
But-
get here right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Gandolfini's sitting at center round right now. I said, I'll be there in 5 minutes.
Wow.
Got off the gym, got in my car, drove 5 minutes,
Yeah.
got there, waited at the counter until he was done.
Yeah.
And I said, this is my
you
moment.
have to seize the opportunity.
He is probably my biggest inspiration as an actor.
Yeah.
A, he's Italian. B, that role of Tony Soprano, people
Yeah.
don't understand that's not even
Iconic.
his real voice. This
No,
is an
it's
Italian
not.
man from
It's
New
not.
Jersey.
Yes.
And he's playing an Italian man from New Jersey,
Yeah.
and that's not even his real voice.
No, it's not.
I tell people real quick, one of my favorite scenes in all of cinema
Yeah.
is him and Carmela fighting, and he punches the wall. I can't even, I get chills thinking about it, because that to me is one of the most well-acted scenes in the world. And
Yeah.
because you have his picture up there, I'll
Yeah.
segue. The other one is
Yeah.
when Big P, Vinny, when he gets shot.
Well, Vinny, we're going to go back to Vinny, which is you, which was the pick. You, and then we're just gonna keep going. So there's Vinny Pastor.
So-
Shout out to Vinny.
Vin, I love you, Uncle Vin.
I love Vinny. I'm trying to get him on my show. It's not easy to get him on the show.
He needs a driver. I'll
he's
drive.
gonna
Vin,
be-
if you want to come, I'll drive you.
I appreciate that. He's actually going to be at the Wonder Bar.
14th, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, and then he's going to be at my father's place in March, and I'm hoping to get to one of them.
March 6th, I think it is.
I
right?
think so. So shout out to Vin. I'm going to send this to him. And then the next pick.
We love you, Vin.
The next pick is what's the next
Tony
pick?
Sirico, it looks like, right?
No, it's. Oh yeah.
Tony Sirico.
Yeah, when you were little.
I was little. I was like 13,
Yeah,
maybe 14.
you were tiny.
That was my that's when I started watching
Yes,
Sopranos. That's my love,
yes.
man. Sopranos is my favorite show of all time.
And then let's talk about V, because you were a student of Chaz.
Chaz and Vinny. So
Chaz and Vinny, both of them.
Vinny and Maureen Van Zandt were my first teachers.
Yes, and not for nothing. Both those are great
I mean,
teachers.
thing about Vinny is that you think Vinny is a character actor.
Yeah,
And, just to segue real quick for the sake of time, Chaz kind of gave me the same advice. He said, don't think typecast is bad.
Right.
You're getting that job because of what you look like. Take it. And then, when you're famous, play a doctor, play a female, do whatever you want. So with Vinny, you look at him, you think that that's his thing,
Right.
When you get into class with Vinny and Maureen and you're doing plays,
Right.
you're doing like real plays and you're doing 4 or 5 pages of dialogue with a scene partner, he's a great teacher. He's not just
if he starts it up again.
Yeah. Oh well, we've been waiting. He's been busy. That's a good thing.
Let's go to W because I got a picture of you and David.
David Arquette.
Yeah.
That's when he was wrestling. He did about a year of doing, because he was in a film Ready to Rumble back in the 90s, early 2000s, where he played a fan of wrestling and the fan became a wrestler. So he did about a year of wrestling on shows. So I shared a locker room a couple of times. I said, let me ask you something, Dave. Are we 2 actors being wrestlers, or are we 2 wrestlers being actors?
That's funny.
Because we're wrestlers. I said, hell yeah, hell yeah.
We got 2 more picks. The next one is you.
And Stevie,
Yep. Steve Van Zandt.
Yep. Him and Maureen, big helps in that class as well. It's good because when you start in this business, you want to be taught by people that you watched.
Absolutely.
And when you get that opportunity, you believe it.
Yeah.
You believe it because those are your role models. Those are people you looked up to,
Yeah, that's true. And then the last one is Brian.
Brian Bumgarner. This was a pilot called Pump, where I played a real D-bag trainer.
Yeah.
And he was the manager, and he was kind of like a flawed manager. The concept of it is like The Office, but in a gym.
Yeah.
It was great. I hope it gets picked up eventually. These things start and stop, but if it gets out there, I hope.
I hope so too. That would be great. All right, listen,
time flies. We're talking about the end of 2025.
Meanwhile,
this hour was like 10
how
minutes.
How fast did this go?
10 minutes.
This is crazy. All right, listen, I want to thank you for taking the ride.
It wasn't bad. I want to thank you for having me. I wish it was sooner, but you know what? Timing works out for the best.
It is. It's all about timing, and I'm just glad it actually happened.
Yes.
I'm going to be sending this to Vinny and to Al and everybody we mentioned.
Do.
Listen, I want to thank everyone for watching Tea Time. Again, supporting me in 2025. I'm looking forward to 2026. I want everyone to have a happy and a healthy, more importantly, healthy new year. And I'll see you next week in my first show of 2026. And remember, tell everyone you love them. Say ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Buona serata.